Is it featuring Rosie Gaines?
I don't think she's credited on the release. I don't think in the title she's credited. It's just Nothing Compares to You by Prince.
Right. And did it... I mean, it was just released on an album, so it didn't chart or anything.
It came out as a B-side on a single, and it charted on its own.
Really?
In the R&B singles, so probably through Airplay and, you know.
People would want to hear it because the song was already huge.
Yeah, well, this is how it came onto the compilation, Prince's first greatest hits, because he didn't used to play it, and Rosie Gaines didn't used to sing. Well, she wasn't in the band, but they didn't start doing it until 1990, after it was a big hit.
With Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, with Sinead O'Connor. To be on the hits album is strange, because it wasn't one of his hits. And if you look at the hits on that album, it's all Prince big singles. No live songs. That's the only live song on it.
Yeah. There was a solo version of it released in 2018.
Well, that was his demo, which is what Sinead's manager heard, because I think Sinead shared a manager with Prince, and that's how she got to hear it.
Right. I mean, sounds pretty fucking good for a demo.
It's fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
Demo? It's not like my demos on the 4-track.
Oh, you... I've not heard your demos.
Have you not?
No, you should put it up. You should post it. I think there'll be loads of people really interested in it.
It'll be massive. Good plan. Yeah. Going to abandon this podcast. And
stop now.
Zip. Yep.
Oh, you're back. You did it. You went and uploaded all your demos, and
I did. Yeah.
The world's gone crazy for it.
Yeah, it has. I mean, I just slipped a little drug down the microphone to you, like the one in Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch.
Right.
So you missed out on about 5 years. There's lots happened.
I missed out. I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, actually, it only happened in your mind because it was a drug. Yeah.
Oh, it only happened to me. It didn't happen to you.
And me as well. I had it too.
Oh, good.
So it happened in both our minds. We shared it, and now we're back to where we were. And it seemed to take 5 years, and I was a rock star. So of course it was complete fantasy.
Yeah, but you enjoyed yourself. I didn't.
yeah, because you were my lackey.
I was your Rosie Gaines.
You were my Rosie Gaines. I brought you on for like one song to do backing vocals.
Hey, backing vocals? Away. That's not fair. This is a duet.
Okay, all right then.
I mean, Rosie Gaines would be pretty upset with that.
Whatever. I would chastise you about what you'd wear on stage, and I would fire you regularly and then hire you back and send you on a plane to like the other ends of the world. Like Prince did. Anyway.
What did the Prince do? He sent someone to the other side of the world.
He did, yeah. He sent someone on a plane. Maybe not the other side of the world, but the other end of America. Someone he loved dearly. Who's that? Do you know?
Oh.
And it's the person this song is about.
Oh, his housekeeper.
That's one story. It's not the housekeeper. It's Susannah Melvoin.
Oh, Susannah from the Bangles.
No.
Those pesky Bangles.
This is according to her, that it's about her, this song.
And who is Susannah Melvoin?
She's a woman that Prince had a relationship with.
Who didn't? Bloody hell.
I know. And her sister was in the band. And then she was working for Geffen as a receptionist. And there was this party that Prince was going to be at. Her sisters weren't there. She saw Prince with Vanity, is it? One of his girlfriends at the time.
His protege?
Yeah, and Susannah was like 17, said, "Hi, you know my sister, she's in your band." And he just sort of like stared at her weirdly, like Prince does.
Yeah.
And then Vanity was like, "Oh, look at those chubby cheeks," and just rattled her cheeks and sent her on her way. She was like, fuck you. You get out of here. He's mine. I'm Big Mama here. And then he became obsessed with her. And they would hang out together and lived in the same house. And she was a singer-songwriter as well. I think she might have been in the Revolution as well for a bit. And one day she's in the toilet and Prince just bursts in and pushes her up against the walls, full 80s, like weird Thriller style.
Oh, God.
And covers her in kisses and just said, I can't stop thinking about you, and then just leaves.
And she's 17, and he's
He's a bit older by then. But yeah, she's not saying this was a terrible thing. And then he invited her over. She went over, and he just lay on the couch, looking at the couch, not looking at her, not saying anything. And she was like, "You okay?" And he wouldn't say anything for like half an hour. And then she was like, "Well, I'm just going because I just don't understand what's going on here." And she left, and then he phoned her up and screamed at her down the phone, saying, "You fucking bitch, how dare you leave me, you're leaving me," and all this stuff.
But you weren't talking to me.
Exactly.
I was there, but you weren't talking to me.
Yeah, and then that's when the phone died. But then I'd already
your
done
phone,
some...
not his.
My phone died, so I was getting to the juicy bit. But anyway, basically, she said this song is about her.
Okay,
And,
so she's claimed it.
She's claimed it, and also there's this other song called Wally. Have you heard of that?
Wally. No.
You never will have heard it, because no one's ever heard it, apart from Prince and Susan Rogers, the engineer.
Okay.
And apparently this was about Susannah Melvoin, who he was engaged to, because after this stuff that I just talked about, lots more happened, and they were in a relationship and engaged, and like his true love apparently. And then he packed her off on a plane and said, "I can't be with you," just as they were going to get married. Just like Bitter Moon, basically. And then he went into the studio with his engineer and recorded this song called Wally that the engineer says is the most heartfelt, honest Prince that she's ever heard. It was just beautiful, and she really wanted to leave it as it was, and then he started like covering percussion all over it and making it funky and like ruining it basically, and like taking out the sort of honesty. At the end of the session, she mixed it and stuff and just said, "You know, this is amazing." And he's like, "Okay, put every single track in record and then press play," and erased the entire thing. So no one's ever heard it.
Right.
She never witnessed him delete anything other than that. So I think it's quite a window into how deeply he was sort of affected by this relationship, but also the fact that he sent her away.
In Nothing Compares to You, he is saying that she has taken her love away.
Yeah.
But he sent her away.
Yeah. The spectre of the Sinead O'Connor version just will not leave. It hangs over my experience of every listen of this song. I cannot.
I'm getting out of it now. I've started to get out of it.
I started to, but then it came back.
At first, you always do the high bit at the end of the chorus that Prince and Rosie Gaines don't do. It's really hard to lose that.
Nothing compares.
Yeah, and that
to you. Yeah, because it's not there. That change of chord as well.
Yeah, that's different.
It's not there.
Yeah, that's been added.
Where is it? Every time I listen to the Prince version,
yeah,
I just want it.
Yeah, I've started to lose it. You can lose it, you know.
I did start to lose it, but then I had to go back to Sinead to refer, and then I was back in the Sinead again.
Yeah.
So,
It's so powerful because it's that era of our young minds as well. Like, this is like when we're just getting into music, and it was such a fucking huge hit, and the video was on endlessly.
She's fucking crying in the video.
Yeah.
Like, what is this woman? She's crying. Oh, what?
It is really hard to break out of those chains.
It is. I'm still grappling to understand the chords in the Prince version. I couldn't even hear the note. Even though I did just about, on the last listen before I went back to Sinead, I heard the note, bass note. I was like, there it is. Okay. But I couldn't even hear it. I would just go, what?
Because your head was going there.
Fly by.
Your head was going
so my head
somewhere
had
else.
gone somewhere to the other note.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. It was really weird.
It's simpler in the Prince version.
Yeah, it is.
But then he has all these augmented chords over the top of it, so it kind of makes it awkward. Not so much in the duet version. I'm thinking of the family version.
Yeah.
And that is like a church organist performance. It's like you almost have to put your arm on the keyboard to get all the notes in this chord.
Yeah, it's real like jazz chords going on. It's all sorts of harmony shit. I mean, that's Prince all over.
Yeah, he loves doing that.
But it was maybe a bit too much like that because he never bothered. He never released it himself. He gave it to the family.
I mean, he does release it himself, doesn't he? Because he plays all the music on it. It's him. It's just
on the
on the family. It's not a separate band playing it. He's producing it and he's playing all the instruments on that version.
Okay, but then
He's got different singers on it, yeah.
yeah. So the girl singer on Family is Susannah Melvoin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I
Right.
forgot to add that. She was in that band, so it was written for her to sing.
Okay. But she does... It's a man singing it, though, isn't it?
But she does a lot on it as well.
But it's not a duet. It's a...
It's not really a duet, but it's only just less dual vocals than the Rosie Gaines version. I'd
No,
say.
really, because it's more separate.
Maybe it's more harmonies. Yeah.
It's more harmonies, I'd say. The Prince and Rosie Gaines, they have their separate parts.
Yeah. But the way that the Family are sold, it's like the boy and the girl together.
Oh, like on the LP cover.
On the LP cover, like Dollar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like Dollar.
Or
Exactly
Boy Meets Girl.
Like Dollar. Boy Meets Girl or Jason Donovan and Kylie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they bring to mind.
Yeah.
Pat Sharp and Zig and Zag. No.
Anton Deck. No. It's getting silly now. Robson and Jerome. There we go.
There you go. Nailed it.
Nailed it. But yeah, they're sort of sold as a duo, even though she doesn't sort of feature so much on that song. When Prince died, they recorded a live studio version with an orchestra. You know, the old orchestra thing. And it's just the guy. And there's quite a lot of Susannah singing. But she's just not in the video at all. It's quite strange. But she talks at the beginning of the video, saying...
So she was just not there. She was like somewhere else.
Yeah, she was somewhere else. But you would think they'd maybe just like film her.
They should have Frank Sinatra hologrammed her in, you know.
Should have done that. Watch the fucking Grammys, for God's sake.
Fucking get some inspiration from... What's his name? Brian,
yeah. Talk to Brian. Come on.
Oh, talking of holograms... Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Do you remember the... Because Rosie Gaines joined Prince for... I think it was the Love Sexy... Or the Nude Tour, which was 1990. And then she featured on the Diamonds and Pearls album.
Yeah, she's on, like, Get Off and stuff, isn't she?
Yeah, but Diamonds and Pearls, the actual song, she's all over that. It's nearly a duet.
Yeah.
It's really close to being a duet.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my dad bought this album. And my dad's never bought any Prince albums before or after. And the CD cover, I'm not sure if it had it on the LP cover, but on the CD cover, it had a hologram that I used to look at all the time, because this is like 91. This is 91,
right.
So like, this stuff is like amazing to me.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of silvery, and then it has like the rainbow effect as you move it, and he lifts his arm up and sways it across his face, and his eyes go down, and then there's two girls like hugging him from behind.
Right.
You know, very kind of cool. There's a photo of Rosie Gaines in the CD booklet that I thought was a bit rude, you know, when I'm like, 10 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's a shot down her cleavage, and she's coyly got her nail in between her teeth, and she's looking up at the camera. And when I saw that again, I was like, fucking hell, yeah, I used to fancy her.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Shit, I never had that hologram CD booklet. My dad never got that.
Yeah. It's just...
I'm jealous. Got to get on Discogs.
Get on there, man.
Wankogs.
Get on.
Get off. And it's around the same time as the Outside album as well, George Michael, and produced in the same kind of way. And it was sexual, and everyone was doing the sex, basically.
Everyone's doing the sex, but he's doing it heavier.
Yeah, because Prince already was doing the sex.
Yeah.
So when Prince does the sex, it's like, get off.
But she was quite prominent in the album, like, got a couple of writing credits.
Yeah.
She got a writing credit for Push. She was very prominent in the video of Diamonds and Pearls. Yeah. It looked like she was going to maybe be a breakout star after that.
Yeah, what happened then?
Well,
I mean, she did a 90s house hit.
Yeah.
With Closer Than Close, but that was like later on in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like 97. Paisley Park Records collapsed in 1994. I think it was one of Warner Brothers' kind of, no, fuck you. Because they were just at each other's throats, basically. Warner Brothers and Prince.
Yeah.
The whole getting rid of his name, the symbol, and all this kind of stuff that was going on. The slave on his face, wearing scarves over his face when he was performing, not talking in interviews. And Warner Brothers was shredding loads of staff out of their business.
Right.
And they burnt Paisley Park down, basically, or he had to downsize his operations.
Shit, yeah. And then Rosie got caught up in that.
Rosie got caught up in that. Like a lot of them artists on Paisley Park Records didn't get albums released and no promotion and all this kind of stuff.
The song.
Oh shit, yeah. The song, so the sound of it, first of all, I mean, you can hear it's live, and apparently it was recorded at a post-Super Bowl party at Paisley Park.
Really?
In 1992.
Had he just played the Super Bowl, or was it
Well,
just...
the Super Bowl had just been in Minneapolis. So this is Prince's hometown Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he just missed out on probably getting a halftime show because that only really came in the following year when Michael Jackson was the first one to kind of take the whole thing. I mean, New Kids on the Block had done a couple of songs one year, maybe 89 or 90 or something. But mostly it was like variety and bits for the kids and all this kind of stuff.
Shit, so has Prince ever done a full halftime show then?
I think he did later on, yeah, in the noughties.
Okay, because otherwise I could imagine he quite jealous about that with MJ pipping him to the post. Be like when Messi had more Ballon d'Ors than Ronaldo.
Do you think it was Prince and Jackson, the kind of verses, or was Madonna in there as well? Was it like a verses?
Maybe Madonna in there as well, but I guess the two guys would have kind of had more of a...
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
not
they
like...
would.
You can't say antlers, at dawn.
I think just privately.
Privately, they would have moaned about it.
Although Prince did make a big thing about his $100 million contract in 92 being paid more than Madonna and Jackson, who had just had recently massive contracts. So Prince did go for that headline-grabbing move.
Right.
Well, this is what the manager of his label said, Alan Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Jackson is a Machiavellian motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And according to Susan Rogers, the engineer, so is Prince.
Underhanded manoeuvres in the money scene, maybe, in the record contract scene. Record contract scene. All these lawyers, like, fucking just in a party.
Well, yeah, I mean, there would be a contract scene. Just lawyers and
managers,
artists, and
people from Pepsi in the corner.
Yeah, Coke in the other corner. Who had Pepsi?
That was Jackson.
Jackson had Pepsi. Did Madonna have Coke? Or did no one have Coke?
I can't remember. Santa Claus has Coke, doesn't he?
Santa Claus has Coke.
Yeah.
Beats everyone.
No, Pepsi goes for the big... Because it's like Messi does Pepsi now, isn't it? They go for the big cultural icons.
Yeah, they go for the star power. The star... what's it called? Product endorsement. And Coke go for Santa Claus.
People holding hands... And, lovey-dovey kind of future is ours.
Basically, Coke have better advertising because they don't have to resort to the brand synergy.
And the whims of personalities. So we still haven't talked about the song.
Okay, back to the song. So...
That fucking piano, that electric piano sound is fucking gross at the start.
Yeah, it's very sort of... tacky sound.
Yeah,
not tacky,
really
tacky sounding. But I mean tacky as in when you think a wall is tacky, when it's still...
Oh, right, when it's got a little bit of stick.
It's still not like dry fully. It's a bit tacky.
It's like when you kind of wake up and you can't quite open your eyes properly and you're all glued.
Glued, yeah, and just a bit sort of brittle everything sounds. I mean, it is live, and I guess they record it after the Super Bowl party, so
they'll be all pissed, wouldn't they?
They'll be pissed. I mean, they still sound pretty good musically.
And it would have been... I mean, I guess he has like a kind of setup that's ready, but it wouldn't have been the perfect setup. It's not like for his touring band or whatever. This is just in his Paisley Park, so I guess it's not the greatest setup.
But I mean, he does have a lot of different fucking rooms for different stuff in his Paisley Park.
I know, it's fucking utopia.
I mean, he's got like recording studios that he made albums on.
Well, I mean, it's just that piano sound, really. Although there's some buggy stuff, like Rosie her mic is down and it gets turned up just as she's kind of halfway through her first line. And there's also someone is performing the delay effect on Prince's vocals as well, like live, because sometimes it's on there and sometimes it's not. And he's got a pedal and he's doing it, or someone's doing it from the booth.
But they would have been able to turn her up in the mix. So maybe this is just something that they didn't have the separate tracks for. It was just recorded through a desk, but they didn't record all the tracks. They just recorded one mix out of it.
Yeah, I think so.
Otherwise, they would have polished it up, I think.
Especially if it was going to come out on a hits album and Warner Brothers were putting it out, I reckon they would have put more work into it. But obviously, this is all they've got And this is probably the best recording they've got of the song. And that's why they used it.
But what about his demo version's fine?
Yeah. Oh,
So why didn't they put that on it? I mean, I reckon it's because of Rosie Gaines. Like, he wanted to take it away from the Sinead O'Connor version by making it a duet.
Just making it a duet, yeah.
Because he doesn't get on with Sinead O'Connor very well, does he?
Well, no. I mean, I heard one story from her. Only from her. I've not heard anything from him about her. But, yeah. What did you hear?
Oh, just the same thing. But a couple of different sources, and one of them being Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah.
Was just the
Sinead O'Connor. Don't go down Sinead O'Connor. You'll never come back alive.
Yeah.
There's no light in Sinead O'Connor.
Nothing compares to Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, you could get drunk at Sinead O'Connor for sure.
You could, if you want to drown your sorrow. Drown your sorrows at Sinead O'Connor.
So apparently the story goes that Prince summoned her to his house in LA at the time.
Yeah.
I think she'd been there for maybe performing it on the Grammys, maybe?
Okay, let's just get the Grammys in.
Get the Grammys in. Apparently he wasn't very happy with her swearing in interviews. Yeah. She believes that the real problem was that he wanted her to be one of his proteges and she wasn't going to play ball. She wasn't interested. And she was managed by his ex-manager. This is how she got the songs. And the manager and Prince were suing each other at that time. So they had this encounter. She went to the house and she says that she should never have gone there. She went there on her own. And it kind of climaxed in him chasing her around a car, trying to hit her with a pillow that was concealing a harder object inside. And she was spitting at him in defence. She goes on to say that he had a history of attacking women, but then she seems to back out and say, oh, but he was doing a lot of dark drugs at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've not seen any other reports of women being attacked by Prince, have you?
I mean, there's that 17-year-old girl who pushes up against the wall in a bathroom. She tells the story like she's not saying, and this is...
It was an attack.
Abused. No.
Yeah.
But if he's got a habit of doing that, then some people will be saying that's abuse.
Yes. But they haven't. Unless he knows how to shut people down, you know, with his lawyers, and maybe he's one of these bastards.
Dun 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 dun.
That's the kind of gospel thing I'm feeling. You do the testimonial, the kind of the line, then you have that chorus of everyone playing exactly the same thing after it to say amen or hallelujah to that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's been 7 hours and 13
How many days?
13 days.
Yeah, but it isn't with Sinead, is it?
Oh, really?
No, it's 15.
Oh, but it's 13 with Prince.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I couldn't find anything about why she changed that. It's an unlucky number, 13, or some kind of something like that, possibly. But
yeah, he's well into the number 7, all this numerology shit. So perhaps that's why 7 and 13 is a kind of numerologically important number. Apparently, I don't know why she would change it because she doesn't like him.
So I could do
she
it
obviously
better.
doesn't
Maybe
like
she's just
him.
got a massive ego and she's like, no, it's just better if it's 15. Yeah, I think it's better, and it is better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Much better. It makes all the difference. 15 days. God, that's a long time. 13.
Yeah.
Not so many.
But it's so you have that, yeah. So the opening line, 7 hours and 13 days. So
Bam, 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 bam.
this is really serious if he's counting. He's really hurt by this.
Yeah. It's like a confessional, isn't it?
Yeah, I really wondered if it was going to be a gospel song. Like, I thought maybe the love was going to be...
Really? For God.
God. But I don't think it is. I mean, when you
But
go
it's not
through
because God's not really going to a fancy restaurant.
We might do. He's got to eat.
Fanciest one there is.
The restaurant in the sky.
The next line is...
I go out every night and sleep all day, so it's distractions, isn't it? And also, there's no day job, so he can just work all night in his studio and sleep all day.
But he's going out every night as well, like...
Oh shit, it's going out, yeah.
He's getting into trouble. Dark drugs, like Sinead said.
Oh, dark drugs, yeah. And then they repeat the same line, since you took your love away. Doubling down on this, blaming her. Like, you took it away.
Yep. How could you do that? How?
Then Rosie comes in.
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, since you be gone, you fucking fun killer.
Yeah, I can go. I can see whoever I please.
Yeah, because he's like a heavy cloud of relationship difficulties, and she's like, fuck, I can just, like, breathe.
Yeah. But nothing compares to you, and they both think that.
Yeah.
So it brings it back. So Prince writes it to bring the girl back. Well, but I know that you know that nothing compares to me, and I think nothing compares to you.
This is where they unite on nothing being as good as each other, even if they disagree on everything else.
Yeah, you always join in for the chorus, don't you, together?
Yeah.
But it kind of... So, yeah, it mucks with the sort of meaning of the duet, but then again, it's pretty standard for that shit to happen.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't happen in Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel, Don't Give Up, she just does it. So it is like she's addressing. But this one, it could have been better with that, in fact, if it was just him saying it. The fact that she's happy to be split up and he's not.
Yeah. Well, she's not happy. She's pretending to be happy. She's using distractions.
True. Yeah. But so she can have a dinner in a fancy restaurant, but it doesn't really matter.
Well, because even food don't taste that good, like the Bryan Adams song.
No, food don't taste that good. Okay, so the second verse.
Prince starts it, and he gets a bit more poetic now. He's like, it's been so lonely without you here, like a bird without a song. And then he's got lonely raining falling.
Okay.
So he's using poetic cliches. He's writing it all down, isn't he? He's getting all miserable in his bedroom.
Yeah.
With silk sheets.
Yeah. Naked.
Heart-shaped bed. With no one in it.
With his bum out and his legs sort of draped.
With
some
lying on his front.
Doing his toenails with like purple gloss.
Shaving a new design into his beard.
This purple dressing gown with a big box of Kleenex, crying.
He's asking her now, tell me, baby, where did I go wrong? He's not so angry now. And he's asking for some forgiveness and some pointers.
Yeah. And then what happens?
She's like, fuck off. I'm going to put my arms around every boy I see.
Yeah.
Oh, but they only remind me of you. Oh, yeah.
They only remind me of you, though. Yeah.
And then what's next, though? This is my favourite bit.
That's what they told me a bit.
A case of the blues is coming, isn't it? She went to the doctor, and guess what he told me?
Guess? Oh, yeah. You got a case of the blues, mate.
Got a case of the blues.
You're learning the blues. I think that's what is good with that female vocal. It's that real gospel-y kind of, guess what they told me, guess what they told me.
She gets more and more powerful as she goes through the song, doesn't she?
Defo. That's also a really powerful bit in the Sinead song.
Yes. Is that when the tear comes?
I think perhaps we can say that. Yeah.
Or does she do the tear during the lonely rain falling? Probably.
Because,
that would make
girl,
sense.
you gotta, I don't know, what's that? You gotta have fun no matter what you do, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have
Girl,
fun.
you better try to have fun no matter what you do. But he's a fool.
But he's a fool. So she's a
foolish doctor.
Even the doctor is advising her to go back with him. No, he's a fool. No, because he's made...
No, the doctor's saying go and have dinners in fancy restaurants. He's the one saying get out there, play this fucking scene.
Yeah, because he's a fool. Because he's dropped her.
Oh, because he's a fool, as in the doctor's saying that he's a fool.
He's a fool, yeah.
I thought the quotes, like the actual what the doctor said, finished at no matter what you do, but then she's saying, but the doctor's a fool because she can't.
Right, but he's a fool. Okay. But I mean, it depends how you read it. Maybe the doctor's saying, gotta have fun no matter what you do because he's a fool.
It depends when the quote marks end, doesn't it?
Does, really? I'm going to have to just look this up quickly. What's it called again? Nothing compares to you.
Fucking hell.
To you. He loves his twos and his yous.
Oh, he's just symbol crazy, isn't he?
Symbol crazy. He is a symbol.
He is a symbol.
Oh, yeah. You're right that the quote marks end no matter what you do. So that doctor's a fool. I love this guy. I miss this guy. Yeah.
Because he just went, it's a case of the blues. news. Cheer up. Here's a lollipop.
So, and the next one, all the flowers that you planted, Mama, in the backyard all died when you went away. Okay. More moroseness. Yeah. And I know that living with your baby was sometimes hard, but I'm willing to give it another try.
That's quite telling.
Is that her or him?
That's her singing that, yeah.
Okay.
But in the original, obviously, it would be him saying it.
So he's blaming, saying it was your fault. You were difficult. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure he's in a relationship with Susannah Melvoin at this time that he gives the song to the family with Susannah Melvoin in it. But I don't think he's broken up with her yet.
How can he dare say living with you is sometimes hard when he's invited her to live with him? So she's living by his rules, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a bastard. And it all comes back to the original story. Come round to my house, I'm going to stare at a sofa. And
yeah, I'm going to trap you.
You're going to leave, and I'm going to fucking scream at you for leaving. You left me. What are you doing?
You've got to have patience and watch me watch you.
It was a test. I've got to be completely silent. You've got to be totally fine with that for as long as it takes. You've got to just bow down to me. If you don't, you're hard to live with. You are a problematic person.
Why are you being so difficult?
Being so difficult. You just left. You just got up and left. What the fuck? You hung up on me. She also hung up on him when he was screaming.
So sometimes either silence or screaming with you. It's hot or cold. You're blowing hot or cold, Prince.
But then, okay, we'll make it work. I wrote this song for you. Maybe if you're nice to me.
I won't have you solo sing it. I'll have the boy do that.
The boy is going to do it. You can do BVs, perhaps, even though you're on the cover like two fucking lovers. Yeah.
Did you see Prince's video game from 1994?
No.
Called Prince Interactive. It's like a point-and-click PC game. You go through doors and you go into his... It's a space villa or something it's called. Like, it's his house, but it's in space. And you can go into his recording studio and you can mix some stuff. You can do karaoke to his songs. It's completely empty, this villa. You're just walking around and there's no people in it. There's just pictures of Prince and stuff on the walls. But then on this table, you can click on this table and a video comes on. A video of George Clinton talking about Prince, and there's a video of Eric Clapton talking about Prince.
Oh. What's he say? Just boring Clapton-y stuff?
Well, Prince is just amazing. I don't know.
Yeah,
just
that's
like really boring.
Normal boring shit, like the stuff that would come out of Eric Clapton's mouth.
But Prince took this and put it into his game, so he probably respects the clap. Because he definitely respects Clinton, because he produced and released Clinton on Paisley Park Records. So I don't know if he did that. Did he release any Clapton? Maybe he did.
I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why he likes Clap, because he's going to love his fucking tone, isn't he? He's got the glistening tone of those Strat pickups, probably augmented in some way.
He likes his guitar, doesn't he? So he's probably into his guitar heroes as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got Hendrix, and then you got some Clap, and these were the big blues solo type guitar people.
Yeah.
So, of course, you're going to lap it up. But then much better guitarists like Gary Moore came along. And
the monolith that was Gary Moore. The visiting planet, the asteroid.
Yeah. Crashed into
Earth and started everything again.
And blessed us mere mortals with supreme power.
No one looked at their fingers the same way again.
No. Everything changed after Moore.
The Moorheads.
The Moorheads popped out. Yeah, out of the asteroid hole came the Moorheads.
The Iberian Peninsula was ruled by the Moors, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The whole peninsula. Goes way back. The cult of Moor. Can I just say that I'm slightly worried? I don't know if we're going to be able to release this podcast, because we've been referring to the artist as...
Oh, not FKA?
Yeah.
We should be saying FKA.
Well, we couldn't say the artist.
No, he is Prince.
Symbol, but I don't think we're supposed to say Prince.
He wasn't Prince at this time, but he is Prince now. Or he was Prince after 2000.
Oh, he went back to Prince.
Yeah, because his publishing contract with Warner's ended on New Year's Eve 1999. At the same party, he was celebrating with Rosie Gaines doing this version of this song.
Right, yeah.
He gets to have his name back. He's resurrected as Prince.
Shit. Okay. We're all right then.
When the song was first released in 93, this is when he kind of put out his statement saying he's not going to record music anymore and also not going to be known as Prince anymore. So this is right in the middle of all that shitstorm. Right. Because I don't know what you remember from that period. I just remember it being like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I totally remember it being pretty damn crazy, but I thought he was a wanker.
He was portrayed in the press as being like a little shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you want to be called a symbol now and you're not allowed to... I mean, what the fuck? I didn't realise all the stuff with Warner.
He was a laughing stock, basically, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Through the mainstream, nasty media.
He was seen as, maybe a little bit pretentious.
Precious.
A little pretentious, a little precious, which he is.
Yeah.
But
he has a right to be.
He's a fucking genius as well. He's phenomenal. I did do the whole, got to listen to the albums. I didn't really know that much about Prince. And I fucking love the first 2 albums. They're just so good. And the keyboards are so prominent and everything is so crispy and funky. Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Good. Okay, I'll shut up.
But yeah, so Rosie eventually she brought an album out in 1995 that had Closer Than Close on it, that obviously went on to be her only hit, which was the remix. That was in 97, and that is where we're going to be going. I could only find one other duet with Rosie Gaines involved.
Yeah. Tell me.
And it is with a beautiful man.
Okay.
Gary Barlow.
Ah! Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my god, we're in fucking... Oh my god, we're there. We're going to be there. Oh, it's deep 90s now. I don't think we've ever been.
We're coming
home. We haven't been deep 90s yet, have we? Really?
We haven't. I hope Joe likes this kind of 90s as well as the Prince 90s.
Because this is for Joe now. This whole episode is for Joe.